Now I know that people are going to immediately have the reaction, and it happened last night, and there were people joking about it, and I joked, trade a second-round pick and Ivan Fedotov for him. But there are people who look at the rebuild, and like, what are the three things that people highlight the most on this team that the Flyers are going to need? They're going to need a number one goalie. They're going to need a number one center. They're going to need a number one defenseman. And like, all of those things don't often hit the market at the same time. This is actually beautiful. God, this is a good transition. But you have potentially, I mean, you just said, like, a top five goalie is available. There's a guy that some people think is a number one center potentially on the market, which we'll get to in a second. But the Oettinger of it all.
What do you mean he's available?
Who? What? No. The goalie, it's an interesting thing because they're going to have to do a lot to smooth that over. And I throw out to people that, like, you're not getting Oettinger, not only because Dallas probably doesn't have the reason to trade him, but that contract is absurd in every way. $8.25 million. He is under contract at that cap hit through the 2032-2033 season. Let me ask you a question. Big bad contract, baby.
Let me ask you a question. What's Bob's contract in Florida?
Isn't it? Is he getting 11, 10 and a half, 11?
How's that working out?
I mean, it wasn't out really well because, it
was the back end of the contract for him, not the front end of the contract, right?
Sure.
So you to sit there and say, "Oh, it's a terrible contract, it's a bad contract. You got to deal with it."
It's terrible. I'm just saying it's going to be hard to trade.